Hello. Today I'm going to be doing stuff in the kitchen. I just got a bunch of different things I need to do, and I thought I would film it and bring you along with me. I have to make dinner, which is going to be slow cooked, so I need to get on it and just show you and talk about some other stuff that's happening. So let's get started. Last night we had a bunch of onions that were unopened and they had some mold on the outside of some of the skins. I looked up and apparently you can use onion if the outside is moldy. So I figured I needed to work quick and I chopped them all up. I only cried once, which is amazing considering how many onions there were and how big they were. Like, I have a single onion left from a different packet that doesn't have mold on it. You can see that it's quite small. So the other ones I had were like big. So I chopped that up last night and I put it in the freezer, and I need some onion for the dinner that I'm going to make. So I'm just going to grab some out and put it in a bowl, and then I'm going to put it back in the freezer. So I'm not sure, usually I make things and I'll just like put an onion in, and I don't know how much an onion is in this, so I've got half a cup here. Wow, it's such a strong smell. I mean, does that look like a full onion or half an onion? Maybe 1 cup? I think 1 cup looks like an onion. I think that looks good. So I'm just going to do this back up. So I have 2 freezers. I've got the smaller freezer that has stuff that's like we're going to use more often and for upcoming dinners and stuff, and I've got the bigger freezer. And I did have this in the small freezer, but you can just smell it. Like, you can just, if you open the fridge, you can smell it. So I'm going to go and put this in the big freezer. One of the things I need to do is get the slow cooker out. The meat is actually currently defrosting, and there are some other things that I need to do. Last night for dinner, I made some chili con carne. It's chili con carne or chili con carne? I don't know, I've actually never heard it said. I've only read it. I made double, so we still have some leftovers. We got 3 containers. After eating dinner, we got 3 of these containers, which is about 2 meals. Usually is 2 meals, depending on whether it's my partner and I eating it or the kids. I just had it in the fridge overnight to cool down properly, and I'm going to freeze these ones. 9th of the 3rd, 24. Chili. I don't use permanent markers when I do this because we reuse these containers, and so I want these to be washed off when we use them again. Chili. So we have another one of these containers in the fridge, but that's just for like lunch today or whatever. And these 2 will be going in the freezer. And last night, for the first time, I made cornbread. I actually undercooked it a little bit and I had to put it back in. And so this one is, but I've never had cornbread. These recipes are American recipes, and they're not common over here. So I just like made the first cornbread I found, and it's like a sweet cornbread. So apparently it's not always this sweet, but this has honey and brown sugar in it. It's really good. It's really nice. The sweetness, like eating this with the chili, it's really good. Eating this by itself, like, and we ate it warm, so it's really nice. And one of the slices I had, I added butter and honey. It's so good. So we've got that. That's really nice. And it was really easy to make too. Like, I'm gonna make it again. I'm definitely gonna make it again. My children are currently at their father's house. I have them 50-50, and so they're not here, so they haven't tried it. I'm interested in seeing if they'll try it. One of my daughters likes this chili, the other one doesn't. And that's usually how it goes when I make recipes. One of them will like it, the other one won't. It's really difficult, I found, to find recipes that we all like. But one of the reasons that I've been making these meals so I can freeze is so, I mean, first of all, so I don't have to cook all the time, because I don't want to be cooking all the time every day. I'd rather cook in batches and have days where I don't have to cook. But also, I mean, these aren't single serve, they're kind of double serve. But in cases where we make a dish that like one of my children don't like, they can grab something from the freezer. Anyway, I'm going to put these in the freezer. So I have some tomato paste that I opened to use in the chili, and that's how much I used. There's still a lot left. Every time I've bought one of these, it usually ends up going to waste. So I'm trying to avoid that. So what I'm going to be doing is freezing them. And I've got these little ice cube containers. And I don't think I'm going to be able to fit all of it in here in one go. And so I think maybe one of these I would probably consider like a teaspoon. I mean, a tablespoon. Maybe it's a bit bigger than a tablespoon, but I think when a recipe calls for a tablespoon, I'll use one of these cubes. You know, maybe this will fit in here. I'm going to use some of this for the recipe that I'm making tonight, so I don't need to freeze all of it. I don't need that much for the recipe either. This small spoon might not have been the best idea. That's better. I think I'll leave the rest for dinner tonight. And yeah, I didn't even fill up one of these, so this is going to go in the freezer. And once it's frozen, I will put it in its own bag. This is my meal plan. So the first week my kids are with their father, so the first week meal plans are just for my partner and I, and then the second week from Wednesday. We move around from Wednesday because we get paid on a Wednesday, and that is also the day the girls go to their fathers and come back. So it makes sense for us to start our meal plans on Wednesdays. And this is how I do it. I have tried other ways, but I usually end up just defaulting to notes on my phone. I'm recording on my phone, which you can probably see. So I'm showing it on the iPad. And yeah, then we just go through and write down a list of what we need for these meals. And this is just dinner. We just meal plan for dinner. And you can see here from the freezer. So last fortnight when I made this creamy chicken tomato risotto, actually posted a video on my channel of me making that. We had that last Thursday because I made a double portion. We ate some of it and we froze some. And then the chili was what I made last night. Tonight, making the pot roast. And then tomorrow we'll have leftovers because we still have some chili, and we'll have pot roast leftovers. So we'll have the leftovers. And the pizza dough, I'll make it like 3 days in advance from when we're having pizza. And it gets put in the fridge and it like slow ferments. On Monday, I'm making a recipe that I've never made before. So that's always exciting. I always find it really exciting to make a new recipe. It makes me feel excited to cook, and I can add it into our rotation. When the girls are here on Sundays, we usually have a roast. This fortnight, it will be roast pork and veggies. On Tuesday, so that's usually the day before they go back to their fathers, we usually have lamb with mashed potato and veggies, and that's a favourite in this house. We all really enjoy that, and it's really easy. Like, making mashed potato and cooking the lamb, like, easy. And so one of the ways with meal planning is like every Sunday is a roast. Or not every Sunday. Every Sunday with the girls is a roast. Every Tuesday with the girls is lamb and veggies. So that's like 2 days already that you don't really have to think about. And on Friday we're having lasagna from last fortnight, where I made 2 lasagnas and we ate one for dinner. I think Paul and I ate the lasagna for dinner. It was when the girls weren't here. And so the next one we're going to have is frozen. So that's great. Like, I've been wanting to make meals and freeze them. It's been something I've wanted to do for a long time, but I've found it difficult to, have enough money, first of all, with the way when we first moved in together, we weren't budgeting. We were just paying our bills and then like trying to use the money we had left over. And we were spending a lot of money on groceries, but still struggling to get through the weeks. We still had to go to the grocery shop before we would get paid again, and we were just spending a lot. So I started cash stuffing, which the videos on my channel, I haven't been posting those videos anymore. I'm still cash stuffing though, but I just haven't been making the videos of them anymore. Yeah, so I started budgeting and also putting away money in a different envelope for food, food on top of the food that we get for our groceries. And I just got to the point where I'm able to like double the recipes and freeze them. So it really was like baby steps to starting really slow with being able, and when we would like with this list here with our groceries, this is just stuff we need for this, and we will go and get like some fresh fruit and vegetables and stuff for lunches during the week if we need it. And when we're doing the shopping, if we find like reduced items, we'll buy them, put them in the freezer, and we can use them next pay or next fortnight. And slowly doing that, we have started saving money, and it's got to the point where now this meal plan, we've got 3 meals from the freezer. So the tomato chicken risotto, and I still have 2 servings of that left in the freezer. My girls don't like that, so that's something that Paul and I eat. The chicken pot pie, I made that last fortnight. I made 2 of them, and we ate it when the girls were here. And so this time on Tuesday, Paul and I are going to have that. They come back on the Wednesday, so there'll be leftovers on Wednesday if the girls want to have some of that. Only one of my girls liked that one, but she really loves it, so she can have some of that on Wednesday when she comes home. And then the lasagna. So yeah, I'm starting to have meals from the freezer, and it's just so good knowing on that day that I don't have to cook. Like, it's this is something for like the last 2 years I've been wanting to do this, and I'm finally at a point where I'm able to do it. Just like life, so much is happening, life got in the way, but I'm finally at a point where I'm doing it, and it feels so good. So this is how I let the kids know what we're having for dinner on the nights they're here. So I usually don't write down the meal plan on the fridge for the dinners with just Paul and I. We have the meal plan shared on our notes. So I'm just gonna write from the nights that the girls are here. So that's it for the meal plan for when the girls are here. I'm going to be trying something today that I haven't done before, but I saw it spoken about. So I've got a kilo of bacon here, and there have been times where we have not eaten it all. You essentially put it all in a pot, and the bacon fat will render, and it'll like deep fry itself. So I'm going to give that a go, and I'm going to put the rest of the bacon, so I'm going to use some in the dish that I'm making for dinner tonight, but I'm going to freeze the rest, so we've got like cooked bacon on hand when we want it. Okay, let's just cut it in half and see how that goes. Well, that's cut up. Just waiting for the pan to come up to heat. I'm just gonna do it on a medium heat. I mean, I'm just gonna try. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know if this is, maybe I should do this in batches instead of all at once, but I guess I'm gonna learn. I've just turned it up a little bit, and it is starting to render. I get the feeling that I should have been doing this more in smaller amounts. I don't know, it's like the bacon's kind of stewing. I don't know. I think I'm going to cut up some strawberries to eat. I am going to have strawberries and some balsamic vinegar. And see how this is going. And there's fat in the bottom, but would I say it's deep frying? No. I think I'm going to get some out onto a plate and see if it works better with less in there, because I don't know, I think there's too much in here. I mean, the ones up the top aren't even touching the heat really. It's a bit better, I think. Let's see how this goes. Okay, this seems to be going a lot better. Although, you know, I don't know if like I'm doing something wrong with seasoning my cast iron, because things get stuck to it. Like, see the bacon? It's stuck to it. And there are other people who they've just got well seasoned things and they don't stick. I mean, my cast iron is relatively new, but I say relatively new. I've had it for around a year, maybe a year now. That's all that's stuck on the bottom. I don't know, it doesn't really seem like it's deep frying it like that thing. I don't know. Saying I don't know a lot because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this wasn't the best idea. I've got to keep trying. That is starting to pop, but it's making me feel a little bit afraid. I don't want hot bacon grease splattering up on me. Maybe I should I'm starting to get colour on it. And I think it would technically be cooked, but I just usually, it's not done enough how I like it. Also, this is stuff on the bottom. Not great. Oh, it's really stuck on there. I wonder what will happen if I put a little bit of water in it. Yeah, it's bringing some of it up. It's like deglazing it and kind of steaming it. And this isn't exactly what I wanted to happen. As long as it's not burnt, it's a lot of flavour. So I've decided that since time's gotten away from me, and it's nearly 4:30 in the afternoon. Unless we're eating dinner really late, I'm not going to use the slow cooker today. I'm going to cook it in the oven. And I'm going to use this pot that I'm currently using, so I'm wishing it would hurry up. I think I'm going to put this is the second batch. I think I'm going to put some more water in it. I just don't want the stuff on the bottom to burn. I know, I'm just like stewing it essentially, but I'm steaming it. Yeah, I'm afraid of the bottom burning. It already looks pretty dark. The water should cook off anyway. I'll put a bit more water in this time. When I cook, you can see up here, the water isn't up here, it's down here. I don't have to select the whole house, or it's just the kitchen or the stove, but It's on an angle, which it's really annoying. I wish it was even. Because what I want to do is cook the onions in here, with, like in the fat. Because I mean, all this brown stuff on here, that's just flavour. I honestly think this is still too much. I mean, I don't know. I might have to research that thing I saw a bit more on. Maybe it's just not good. Not a good method. Let's take this out. Okay, so there's still some fat in there. And I'm going to put in the onions and cook those in. Not bacon, but it's good. I think it was a good idea that I put the water in, because none of that's really stuck on anymore. Like, it really deglazed it. I mean this is all flavour. There's going to be all that flavour in here. And put a little bit of salt over the onion. And while that's cooking, I might turn it down a bit actually. Put some fresh garlic. Actually, doesn't feel too good. No, I don't think it's good. Okay, no to the fresh garlic, but I've got some minced garlic in my fridge. Let's put some garlic into that. It smells good. I'm gonna put these back in the bowl that I had the onion in, and I'm going to start cooking the beef. Adding some salt and pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil.
Smells good.
I'm glad you think it smells good. I'm going to be adding some oil in here because, whoops, that was a lot. Because all the bacon fat, I don't know, maybe maybe it's soaked into the onions, but it's not here. So I'm just going to brown these. Some salt and pepper on the other side. These are the rest of the ingredients that I'm going to be adding to this. Got some red wine, some beef stock. I opened this and used it in the chili last night along with the tomato paste. So it's great that I need to use them in this recipe because they're open. I have a bay leaf, some Worcestershire sauce, garlic and onion powder, some thyme, oregano. Yeah, so I haven't actually made it this way before. Usually I do it in a slow cooker, but I figure it's going to be fine. Like, I don't see why it's going to be, like, why it wouldn't work. So usually I make a roux when I do this and make like a nice thick sauce, but I'm thinking this time I'll just add the stuff, add like the stock and the red wine, and I'll cook it into that, and then I'll try and thicken it after it's cooked. One time I made this, cooked it down way too much, and it got really concentrated, and so I think it'd be better if I try and thicken it afterwards. I don't know, like I said, I haven't done it this way before, so I'm kind of doing different things than I normally would. Okay, so that doesn't actually need to be fully cooked because it's going to cook in oven, so I'm going to add the onion back to it. I just remembered I add carrots to this, so I'm going to go do the carrots. Okay, my partner is doing the carrots, and I'm going to chop up some of this bacon and add it in. So I've just been adding herbs and spices. Well, herbs. Smelling good. Carrots are done. My partner did them for me. It's really helpful. I really appreciate when he does things like that. It makes it a lot easier for me and quicker. I'm gonna put the rest of this tomato paste in. I think I'm gonna pour some of the beef stock into it and shake it around. Try and get as much of that out as I can. No, that worked. I might even do that with the rest of the beef stock that I put in there. Putting some Worcestershire sauce in now. This is smelling really good. I'm gonna put a bay leaf or 3 in. And I'm gonna put the wine in. This is just like one of the cheapest wines we could find. I don't really drink red wine, and this is essentially the only dish I use that uses it. So I think I'm gonna use about half of this bottle, which is about 2 cups. No, half of the bottle. This is, no, 2 cups. That's not 2 cups. There's only 750 milliliters in this. It's like a cup and a half, I think. I'm not sure how much is in here. Oh, I think I used a cup and a half out of this liter. So, you know, I'm just gonna put the rest in. No, I forgot I was gonna put the beef stock in with the tomato paste container again and try and get any remnants of that out. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this to a simmer. I'm gonna turn my oven on to 200, and once this is simmering or boiling, I'm gonna put it in the oven and probably cook it for about 2 hours. Before it goes in the oven, I'm just gonna give the sauce a try. It's a very strong red wine flavour. Hopefully that cooks down and out a bit, but otherwise it's really nice. It's seasoned well, it's flavorful. Okay, this is starting to simmer a bit, a few bubbles happening. So what I think I'm going to do is it's going to go in the oven for an hour and a half. So in the first hour and a half I'm going to do it with the lid on, and then the last half an hour I'm going to take it off to let the sauce cook down a little bit. Since dinner's going to be a little while away, I have just heated up some of the cornbread and put some butter on it and some honey. Okay, that's looking good. That's nice and bubbly. I'm going to turn the heat off and put it in the oven now. So while dinner's in the oven, I'm setting out the bacon on this tray, because if I just put this in a bag, it's going to freeze all stuck together. Doesn't really matter if the pieces stick to themselves, but I don't want them sticking to each other. I saw somebody else do something like this. Yeah. Oh no! There we go. I think that's good. So there is some of the bacon left, but I think I'm just going to put that in the fridge and it will get eaten. I'm not sure if it's going to fit in this one. It might need to go in my big freezer, but let's see. No, it doesn't fit. So our other freezer is in our laundry. And it is pretty full right now, which is great. So I'm just gonna set it there like that. So there it is in the freezer. And yeah, I'm just gonna let it freeze and then place it into individual bags. Okay, so the food is in the oven now, and I'm gonna do the rest of the stuff that I said I would do later. We'll probably end up having mashed potato with this dinner, either that or pasta or rice. But I'm going to stop the video now. I'll try and get some footage of our dinner once it's done at the end of the video. But I hope you enjoyed spending time with me in my kitchen. This was a bit of a different video for me, and yeah, I hope you liked it. And I'll try and do some more of these. Anyway, thank you for watching.
Can you let me know when to stop grating, please?
That's good.